block off. I ain't karate kidding. Bruce Lee, giving you double vision, no fear, no mercy. Gloves off, try and hurt me. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. Sweep the leg.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you this morning on this early Saturday morning on the Smack Attack. Glad to see you here. I know it's early, but Color Guard Dad got it now. Do color guard things. And if you're in band, that's what it is. And of course, as you know, normally I'd start on time, but I can't today, and I couldn't today because I had one outlaw criminal from down under who was actually on time and with me, but of course his equipment just said fuck you, like Minoru Suzuki. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Jimmy T. Jimmy T, what's the happenings? What's the dealios?
What's the happenings, dude? All I want to say is that we got it funny, right? So it deserves a lift. There we go. Thank you. All right, you can calm down now. Anyway, the point is, I wasn't.
That was
tired.
cutting out, by the way. That was cutting out the whole time. Yeah.
Ah, damn it. Oh well, I'll figure it out one day. The point is, I'm here now. I was early. As a matter of fact, I was earlier than you. I was like, wow, what's going on?
No, I was always here.
Actually, I didn't see you. I was waiting in the thing. You weren't even there yet.
Well, because I told you I went to go pee.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. But I'm happy to be here, man.
Yeah. We're good. Yeah. So it's good to be here, man. It feels like forever, even though it's been a week. It feels like forever.
Yeah, I know.
Boy, it was a long week. I'm going to tell you that right now. My week was busy.
I can see that.
It was good. So got up this morning. I was like, I'm gonna set an alarm for 5. Nope. I just slept in. I got up. I went for a quick walk, and then I was like, let's podcast and let's watch Smackdown. I didn't even make it. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't make it through Smackdown last night. I was falling asleep on the couch by 8:30, and I was in bed by 9. Like out, stone cold, done. Really? Sleepos 9 o'clock. So
wow.
Yeah. So Everbless 3000 Call of Duty mobile fan says long time folks. Okay.
Oh, thank you for joining us, Everbless.
Yeah.
Never seen you around before, but hey, I guess you've been listening in the past. So
yeah. Well, thanks for being here today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm trying to say. So yeah, like this week has been crazy good, but and then next week we've got some stuff, but it's been really, really good stuff. I've been doing a lot of networking and going to some network meetings and stuff and getting a lot of referrals for our office, which is my job, which is great. So, it's interesting because I was kind of on a schedule a little bit, and now I'm having to adjust a little bit more because some of these networking events are like 8:30 in the morning, and they might be like an hour away from my house. So, it's like, okay, how do I do this? And, but it's also been nice too, because work is only 30 minutes away. Yeah, it's a drive now, but it's not terrible. And, it gives me more opportunities to spend time with my girlfriend. So that's been nice. So I don't know. It's definitely an adjustment period still, but I feel like things are already kind of rolling in a good direction. So,
and that's normal, dude. That's absolutely normal.
Yeah.
So you'll get into the swing of things, no doubt about it, if you haven't already. But Everbless, says in the chat, did you hear about Dolph Ziggler might be WWE bound? Actually, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard much.
I mean, cool, I guess. I mean, he wasn't in WWE. He was in WWE not long ago, so I don't know why they'd be interested in him again. But
right, you had him for 12 or 15 years or something like that.
Least, dude, close to 20.
Yeah, it was a long time, and then hey, go figure it out. I don't know, that feels like a weird one to me. Like, why would you bring Dolph back? You let him run around for a year and then.
Well, unless they bring him back as TNA champion, right, and to do something cool.
Right. Because he is in TNA, right? I don't
Yeah,
even
he's
know
the
anymore.
champ too. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he's still the champ. I could be wrong, but
And would he
I'm
come
pretty
back
sure
as his because he's not Dolph in TNA, right? He's like Nick Nemeth or a knee.
yeah,
Or
that's it. He's using
so
his real name.
yeah, would he come back using his real name into
That's a good
WWE?
question. I was thinking the same thing right now. If he was to come back under the TNA as the TNA champion,
Right.
I guess you got to be, Nick Nemeth, right? But then again, the fans would be like, "Who? What?" You know what I mean? A lot of the people. So I guess you can say both, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler and whatnot. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Nick Nemeth,
But
formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. You may know him as Dolph
the
Ziggler.
artiste.
The artiste. Yeah. But like, I don't know. Like, I mean, at this point, it feels like why?
Yeah. I don't
There's
really care. I'm literally, I don't care if he comes back or not. Like, it doesn't, like, I'm indifferent to it pretty much. So,
I really am just kind of like I was indifferent to the last night's Smackdown because I tried to watch it and obviously it couldn't keep me awake. And after 2 weeks of a certain format, then they went back to their tried and true, like, let's just paint by numbers like we always do.
right.
So it is what it is. We'll get into that in a
It's
minute.
unfortunate, man.
Yeah. But Jimmy, we usually talk bullshit before we get into the bullshit of SmackDown. I guess maybe I'm tipping my hand on how I thought about SmackDown this week. But you're normally my guy for news and stuff since I don't keep track of wrestling outside of Friday night. So has there anything been going on this week that was like, oh, we probably should talk about that?
Well, first of all, we did have the McMahon buy-up.
Yeah, which I haven't seen yet still.
You haven't seen it yet? Oh,
no.
I've seen it.
Bro,
I do have a review on it, though.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, on the PWC network. On the YouTube PWC network. Go check it out. Just type the PWC network on YouTube, and you'll see it was myself and Chris Hams. You made a comeback. And
what?
Yeah.
What? You mean, new Canadian border guard Chris Hams himself?
Yeah, the new federal. He's a Fed now, John.
He's
careful what we say on the air.
Yeah, like he's protecting that Great White North border, sir. At least that's what it looked like from what I saw. So
for anyone that doesn't, who hasn't watched it, and if you know a lot about Vince McMahon's history, a lot of this you're already going to know. There was a couple of things that I didn't know about, which kind of surprised me. But nevertheless, the production was, top notch, absolute top notch. It's very well done. They did originally have over 100 hours of literally of footage that they couldn't show, and Vince McMahon kind of ratted them out. He kind of took off on them. He actually quit the documentary because of what happened, and that's why apparently it was cut short. So yeah, go check that out if you haven't. If you want to hear our review, go check it out, the PWC Network on YouTube with myself and Chris Hams.
There you go.
But in other news,
wait, real quick though. You said there was one. There was a few things you didn't know. Just give us a teaser. What's one thing that you didn't know that you were like, oh, I didn't know that.
Well, Mushnick. Have you heard of Mushnick at all?
No.
Mushnick is basically the guy that he's got a vendetta against WWE over the years, bro. Especially Vince McMahon, and he would always write in like articles over the years, all the way back from the 80s, 90s to today, just destroying WWE and trying to destroy their character and whatnot. Phil Mushnick is his name, and he writes for New York Times, all sorts of newspapers. Anyway, he came out and said that he was an FBI informant. Yeah, which is shocking to me. I'm like, what? Like, this guy was a rat all along, you know what I mean? So it made sense with all the articles, because really that was the government talking through him, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
But yeah, that kind of caught me off guard. And you know what else? Shane McMahon's and Vince's sort of the way they bond, dude, the way they are together, and I find it interesting. But even I already know all about most of that stuff, but still, it's very interesting to see. But also, Vince McMahon claims that he's nothing like his persona on television. But everybody else says he'll tell you otherwise, but he's very much like his persona.
Mm-hmm.
I find that interesting too, because I actually believe everybody else than what Vince says. And when they said that back to Vince, he kind of scoffed. He's like,
That's not right, pal. You know how you can tell when Vince McMahon is lying, Jimmy?
How?
His lips are moving.
Nice. That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, it's interesting. I may pick it up. I may watch it. I just I have a like really it's like when I get home, it's like okay, so I go down YouTube rabbit holes because like I'm also completist and I hate having things like on my YouTube watch list like that I haven't watched yet, so it drives me up the wall. So I might just sit and watch
so
YouTube.
Much of that, bro.
Like or like videos I have saved, and it's like like I want to watch this, but so like I'm a completist, but I don't want it to sit. So I'm like, I'm not letting this roll over to the next day. And there's some channels where it's like, I at least look and see, it's like, no, I don't want to watch it. And there's some that are like, okay, I gotta watch this one. And so I might watch it, or if like I don't feel like it's gonna be too late, I mean, just save it for later. And then I'm okay with it a little bit. But if it's timely stuff, like okay, I need to watch it, like whatever, I'll do that. But it's not normally the case for me. But like the only thing I do know, news-wise, Jimmy, was that Jey Uso won the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker, and there's all kinds of conspiracies. Some say it's Triple H punishing Braun Breaker because of his backstage whatever, and then Rikishi isn't happy about it, even though Rikishi wasn't happy about all kinds of like
bro.
Rikishi. It feels like he's gotten to be like a real grumpy old man, like a real.
I'm starting to think, is he jealous of his kid?
Maybe, like, I don't know.
What else am I supposed to think when he does this shit, bro?
Right. First, they're not doing enough with him, and now it's like he wins the title, and he's like, well, it should have been a bigger stage,
Oh, get fucked.
Like,
first of all, it was in his home state of California, right?
Yeah.
What better place to actually, pull the trigger than California, right? It doesn't matter if it happened on Raw or on a PLE, okay? It's still a big stage regardless, all right? I don't care what anyone says. You know what I mean? I hate how people get upset over that. I mean, we used to get total friggin' matches on Raw and SmackDown many years ago. You know what I mean? And now they're starting to do that again slightly, very slowly. Like, for example, next week we're having a tag team title match in a ladder match, a 3-way ladder match on SmackDown, which is awesome, right? The day before the pay-per-view, I have no idea why they would do that, but I'm not complaining. So, Rikishi, shut the fuck up, please.
Yeah.
Crying out loud.
Yeah.
Stop giving your son heat. I mean, did you see Jey Uso? He was crying, dude, legit.
It's like, I don't know. This is where, like, I struggle with, like, it, I guess, because, like, I'm not that dad, right? Like, I told Jacob, play sports, do whatever you want. I had my time. I had fun. I enjoyed it. I don't need you to relive my glory days. I can remember some of it and most of it, and like
some parents are like that, dude. It annoys the fuck out of me.
Like I coached for a little bit. I watched, I go to games and watch parents behave and act and, everything like that. Like I'm doing it just to fuck around with people. Like I'm having a fun old time. Like, and I know some of the umpires and everything. I know they're doing their best. So, like I would say random shit sometimes just for funsies to give them a hard time because I know them. And so like hey, I'll take you out for steaks later because that was a great call. Appreciate it. Like when it was a bad call that went for us or whatever. All right, I owe you that steak dinner. I don't know, but like this feels like it, and this is where I struggle because it's like, hey, Rikishi, your kid is getting a push right now, like, and he did it on his own. Right. Like, let's be honest. Right. Like, I mean, he kind of self got over and kind of like you did with Too Cool. Like, but you had to glob on with Too Cool, but like you kind of like you were super popular because of all that, with the stink that face and that ass and all that. And your kid's doing his own thing. And it's like, why are you hating? It feels like he's hating on his kid. Like it really does.
That's what
That's
what I'm saying. Is he
I
jealous,
know.
man?
Is it jealousy? Is or like what? Like I don't know. Like this feels so weird to me that like I can understand standing up for your kid and it's like, hey, why aren't y'all doing anything with Jimmy? He's getting himself over. I can understand that, right? Like, I mean, people have been saying it, and now Rikishi's saying it, and of course he's a dad, so. But I mean, I'm a dad. Like, if someone says something about my kid, I'm going to say something, or something's not happening with my kid, I'm going to say something. I did it to my own dad. My own dad treats Jacob differently sometimes, and I finally had a comment. Really? I was like, Dad, oh yeah, like compared to my sisters and stuff, yeah, their kids.
How come?
And I'm like, because there's a hierarchy in my family. It goes my middle sister Erica, and then Stacy, and then me. Like. Down here, and I understand
the
that.
Girls, bro, you know how it goes.
Well, yeah, and then my sister, they call my dad all. Stacy's never lived more than 10, 15 minutes away from my middle sister or my younger sister.
Daddy's girl, basically.
Well, no. The middle sister has she's daddy's girl, like all the time. Like and she's lived far enough away, but dad's always been whatever. Like, I lived in Texas. Erica lived in Bossier City. But when Erica moved to Carrollton, that's when my parents decided, we need to change the lake house. And we need to move to East Texas when Erica did. And then she moved back to Bossier, and then okay, we're going to stay here more often. Stacy's never lived more than 10 minutes away from my parents, my youngest sister. So she so there's that aspect of it. And she got caught stealing from my parents. And now she told me that. She's doing all this thing. And then she's helping, like, all right, cool. But when it comes to the kids, for Jacob's 16th birthday, Jacob was like, I want to go to Papacita's, which is a Mexican restaurant here. I want to do this. We can do it in Arlington. That way we can all meet and it's a fair drive for everybody. Dad's like, no, how about we come up here and we go to this Pinstacks place and you can drive up here. And then in the middle of that, he stops what we were doing to leave to go to my niece's basketball game.
Oh, no shit.
When it's Jacob's birthday, right? Stops what he's doing to go to Jacob's, and then now he wants to go to Papacita's. Well, Dad doesn't want to wait 30 minutes to go get a table at Papacita's because my nephews, Graham and Carter, have a test on Monday. It's Saturday night. He's like, they can't be out too late. I say, Dad, it's Saturday night. He goes, they have a test on Monday. I said, that's on Monday. What's tomorrow? Sunday. They have church, and then they have all day to study. It doesn't matter. And so I last year, I had a conversation with my dad, and I was like, look, if I'm tired of the way you treat Jacob. Jacob doesn't want to see you. Jacob doesn't want to go over. He complains about it because you don't treat him the same. And whenever he wants to come over, you always have to grab another cousin. You can't just have alone time with Jacob. That's what he wants. He wants to spend time with you and Mom. That's not what he's doing. And it's my dad. My mom is a lot better about treating everybody the same. My dad is the one that shows favoritism. And I mean, I explained all this. It was Easter. No, it was Easter this year because I was like, I'm tired of this because, Jacob is just, I said, he's treated like a second-class citizen. You have all this love for Graham and Carter and what Charlotte Campbell's back for me was at Easter. He told us that he took Graham to this really big auto auction, the Barrett Jackson in Scottsdale. He goes every year. I've been asking my dad for 10 years to go. And so he took Graham this year, and he kind of let it slip that I took Graham. And Graham went with me, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
He didn't even tell you.
No. And I didn't know he went to Barrett with Graham. It didn't say anything. And it was always an excuse. He stays with his cousin and they don't have space. And I'm like, and so I was like, okay. So he goes, I took Graham. I'm like, I was pissed. For the rest of the Easter weekend, I did not interact or talk to my dad. Or have or it was super cold or distant with them. And at one point he tried to say, because it was Saturday night, I think it was, and we were going to have dinner. Mom made dinner. So I walked away. I stayed away from him, had dinner. It was just distant. And then I want to have a conversation. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. No. So, And then the next day after church and everything, I came to like, this is what's going on. I had to take time to figure out my response of how, because I know how you are. I know you need time to process things, and I know I can't come at you with emotion. So I really had to think about this, and I explained these things, and I said, look, and if you want to show that you care about this relationship and you want to repair it, then you have to take your time to process, and then you have to call me, and we set up a lunch, and you come out to Weatherford. You drive the 3 hours to come see me, and we talk about it. I said, those are the things. And so, like, I get it. I understand it, because we have to advocate for our kid. But then when that thing happens, then we have to be like, okay, cool, and shut the fuck up. Like, that's why I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is so weird to me that Rikishi advocates for his kid, which I understand, but then turns around and goes, well, like, be thankful. Be thankful. Like,
right. And it's not that it's doing you many favors either, man. That's another thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I was just laughing at Mike Martin's comment saying this is like Dr. Phil and The View combined.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
made me laugh.
Mike, fuck. No, we're not the fucking View. So, but
Well,
hey,
what's up to
get your
Aaron
life
Big Slowman?
right. Get your life right, Jimmy. Tell that roadcaster to stop being a bitch.
I think I got it working good now, man, because you're the only one that's actually done proper testing before we went off the air, because usually we're rushing. I'm talking about with everyone else. There's no time to do it, you know. But also shout outs to Todd Brantley. Thank you for joining us. And he seems pretty pissed off, it seems.
Yeah. He's been that way for the last few weeks.
Yeah, saying about the McMahon, Doc, Russo hypocrisy, or HMG hypocrisy and stupidity. Take your pick. I know what he's referring to, by the way, but it is what it is, Todd. You just gotta like put up with the bullshit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And Aaron Ben Shlomo's been here. Aaron's in the chat. Mike, no, it's not like that drama's already taken care of. It's just more relating the thing to the thing. So
right, but I get what he's coming from, where he's coming from. But also VIP Joss Max. Who's that?
I don't know.
What's up, bro?
Good to meet you. It looks like it's coming through whatever YouTube account you linked. It has an eye on it.
Oh, that's coming from my YouTube account, as in the PWC.
Okay.
Wow, that's interesting.
It has an eye, though. Why does it have an eye and not a P?
Sorry? What do you mean?
So, like, when I look at it, it says the PWC network. Like, when I clicked on it to see what it is, but instead of like HMG or like my Twitch logo or whatever, because I guess you don't have a logo, it just has an eye.
No, I've got a logo.
Yeah, well, it just shows an eye on the link. I mean, like,
look,
at the top.
If I comment, watch this.
Okay.
Hi, John. You're probably the only one that will be able to see it. That's coming from the PWC. Can you see the logo now? Yeah, I see it now. But like up top, you know how when you have like it shows you like the edit button and then shows you what channels are linked. Oh yeah.
On that one, that just shows it as an eye in a gray in a gray circle. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, for me, it actually says PWC. I don't know. That's weird. That is real weird.
Yeah.
But like we were saying, the point is, Rikishi, shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let your son do his thing. You had your chance, and that's that. Before we move on, John, there's a bit of other news.
Okay, let's talk.
Oh God, this is a bit ridiculous. But first of all, AEW seems to have signed a deal with Fox. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard this, but they've got a new show coming up.
Supposedly.
What's it called again? Oh, man, I forgot what it's called.
Something stupid.
Someone in the chat, Todd, you know this, I'm pretty sure, man. Really, Aaron? You need me to raise the volume of my mic? I sound pretty loud, bro. Do I sound low?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay, so I'm seeing news that's saying that Swerve Strickland is confirming, but like it's Swerve. It's not.
No, it's AEW though. Like,
right. He's confirming that he's saying that AEW is is going to be joining. Like everything that I'm
They
seeing.
probably told him to break the news. You know what I mean? But there's a show. There's a show coming out. I don't look, Aaron. I don't know, dude. That must be on your end, bro. I sound pretty loud on my end, so
Yeah, I think you sound
I don't know
fine.
what's going on there.
Shockwave,
that's the one. Shockwave.
Yeah, it's a trademark show, and it could air on FS1.
Right. Well, that's supposed to be replacing Rampage apparently from next year.
Yeah, and then it's supposedly Tony Khan is supposed to have a special that airs on FS1, and so look, I don't know. Like they still haven't confirmed their Warner Brothers deal.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, dude. But speaking of Swerve, on top of that, have you seen how he's used the race card and WWE?
What?
Yeah, well, get this. You know how you've heard the stories about Swerve getting a multi-million-dollar a year contract with AEW? Well, look, apparently he signed a new contract, and the terms are $3.5 million a year for Swerve.
For Swerve, really?
For Swerve, yeah, which is crazy, right? In my opinion, it has nothing to do with skin color. I'm a huge Swerve fan, but is he worth $3.5 million a year? I ain't sure about that. No. Yeah, Mike Martin's kind of right about that. Swerve is the whitest black dude he knows. I know where he's coming from with that too. I mean, there is some truth to that. But anyway, he used the race card this time about how WWE complaining that, and WWE's kind of right here, in my opinion. Swerve is not worth $3.5 million a year just yet, and by paying him that much, it fucks the whole market up for all of wrestling, if you know what I mean. Because if Swerve is worth, and this is WWE's complaint, if Swerve is worth $3.5 million a year, what does that mean to other mid-carders? Upper mid-carders?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that, like, let's be honest. Like, AEW needs people, right? It needs stars. He's at best, like you said, upper mid-carder. They've got to overpay to keep them.
I get that, but I also understand WWE's, where they're coming from. Look, Swerve would have stayed. Swerve would have stayed if they offered him more money. What I mean by he used the race card, he came out and said because he's a black man is why WWE are complaining. Right? And that basically he's saying that WB are pissed because he's black and he's getting paid that much money. No shit. Look it up, dude. Like it's
wait, but like, why are they pissed? Why are they pissed because he didn't sign with them? Is that what I guess that's why?
No. This is, and WWE never came out publicly and said this. This is through Meltzer, first of all, right? But apparently through Meltzer, right? WWE are pissed because of the market. It fucks the whole market up by paying Swerve $3.5 million a year.
Well, yeah. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. Do you think they're pissed they're having to play that shit ton of money for Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and look at the shit that they're producing? Like, yeah, I get it. But also at the same time, too, Tony Khan is stupid fuck money. And yeah, if he wants to overpay for an upper level mid-carder, he's going to do it because he doesn't want him to go to WWE because he doesn't have any stars. Swerve is a star, and Tony's going to go, well, fuck, I need to keep him. So, hey, here's $3 million a year. Is he worth it?
He didn't have to go that high, bro.
Yeah, I know he didn't, but that's the whole point.
To keep him, that is.
Tony's a fucking idiot. I mean, he's an idiot. I'm sorry. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I want AEW to succeed. But if he keeps giving stupid fucking money to talent that's not deserving of the level, I mean, look, I think Swerve is great. I feel like
Swerve. Swerve's one of my favorites, dude.
Yeah, he's good.
$3.5 million a year?
He's not worth $3.5 million a year. Like, I could say $1 million. Yeah, okay, maybe $1 million. I'd give it that. But $3.5 million, like a year? No, not worth it. And so, I just think as I don't know. But that's the whole point. Tony can money whip stuff because he owns the company. It's his money. WWE, publicly traded company now. They have to justify everything to investors, for sale and everything along those lines. So there is that advantage to Tony that he is financially more independent than WWE because you don't have to answer to board and investors and things along those lines. So I get it, but yeah, it fucks up the market, but still, like, to say that though, like, man, that's just
Pretty bizarre to me, man.
it's like, and I mean, and let's be honest though, too, Jimmy. It comes from Dave fucking Meltzer. The like he's the human toilet bowl when it comes to repeating shit. Like you can tell him all kinds of shit, and he's gonna put it out there. Like he doesn't check sources, you know.
Meltzer was on the McMahon documentary the whole time, the whole way through.
Shocker.
Put it this way, Vince McMahon would have to greenlight that shit initially because it was about himself.
So, right, but then they said, "Nah, never mind. No, Vince is not in charge of this." So, hence,
initially he was, but then all the bullshit happened.
Well, but from my understanding was he wasn't in, like, it wasn't his production. He allowed the cameras to be there, but he wasn't involved in far as the creative and the storytelling.
No, but he did have a bit of creative in it. But but basically he quit though. Like there was supposed to be more, and then he quit, and that's why it was. It kind of ended kind of abruptly, dude. If you see it, but but they explain themselves why.
Yeah, Dark Side. Good to see you, Dark Side. It's been a minute. This is the way the Jaguars are playing. Tony better make some money room. Make some money room to have Trevor Lawrence contract to AEW. That way he's playing the NFL right now. Yeah, I don't blame you. That one gets a star. I like that one.
And Todd also, highlight Todd's one. You might not think he's worth it, but good on him for getting that bag. Absolutely has nothing to do with that. Yeah.
No, I'm not shitting on Swerve for getting the money. Like if someone says
that's good on him, man. I think sucks shit AEW for paying him that much.
Yeah, I think you and I talked about like with this whole live thing and Saudi Arabia, and they say, hey, here's like $20 million to do a podcast for us and make us look great. You and I would be like, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Like I would do that in a minute. I don't care. I mean,
it's not on him. Absolutely, he won big time by getting paid. Absolutely. I'm down with that. The joke's on AEW.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to come out and use the race card about why he's getting paid that much.
Right. Yeah.
That's my problem. You know what I mean? He could have just shut up and just laugh about it.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, he's using the race card to point out that WWE is jealous. And they fucked it up from 2 years ago with him. They had him 2 years ago. This is what he said verbatim. You had me 2 years ago, you fucked it up, and here we are.
Yeah. But
yeah, exactly, Todd. Don't sell for the marks, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ben always says. But hey, speaking of should have kept their mouth shut and shut the fuck up and enjoy it, was Vince McMahon. Like, did you see his tweet about the documentary? It's like, sorry. Exactly, Vince, shut the fuck up. You didn't need to say anything.
He exaggerated it bad, dude. It wasn't
it made him look so fucking stupid to see the statement that he put out. Like, Vince, you didn't have to say shit. Like, you're already under SEC investigation, and as soon as that's done, you have a civil suit to take care of. Like, you are fucked. You have a shit ton of money. Shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Yeah, this thing came out. Just let it be. You did not have to say anything because it makes you look like a stupid old man at this point. Nope. Done. Like,
plus he exaggerated big time.
Oh yeah. Like, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't understand when he said that. It made me more intrigued to watch it. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Right. But he didn't have to even come out with a statement, dude. Mm-mm. He said, keep open minded. I think, WWE did try. Apparently, Vince did try to buy back the documentary. That's
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. So he could bury it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's interesting that if true, you know what I mean. But it wasn't.
Yeah.
It did paint him bad, but it didn't at the same time. Look, like I said, a lot of the shit already about.
Yeah. Here's my question, Jimmy. How many were like the prosecution lawyers sitting there with their notepads going, ooh, like, right? Like, it's kind of like, yeah. And I mean, the thing that I find interesting is this, right? Like, okay, even Vince did this, and Bruce Pritchard was not happy with the documentary. Well, I don't imagine he was. He's Vince's buddy.
He was on there the whole freaking show he was on.
He got paid for that. But here's my question, right, Jimmy? So it's a Netflix documentary. Netflix released it, but Netflix also gets WWE coming in January 2025. Here's the reason. Here's my thought, right? WWE, Vince McMahon documentary, partnership with Netflix. Do you think this was done so it could show that, hey, we are distancing ourselves from WWE? Like, or we're distancing ourselves from Vince McMahon? Like, WWE continue to allow it, or Netflix and talk from Netflix, say, yeah, go ahead and do this. This gives us an opportunity to say, yes, we're separating ourselves even further from Vince McMahon. Or do you think Netflix did this anyway, despite WWE saying, hey, man, this might not necessarily put us in a great light? But like, look, if I don't know,
it was already done. It was done for 2021, so
I know it was done. But
regardless, it was too late. Regardless of how WWE felt, it was going to happen. It was already done. It was already signed off. Do you know what I mean? So
right, but that's what I'm saying. Netflix, like we've seen it. Warner Brothers killed the Batgirl movie that was, or whatever movie that was done and dusted and everything. It was finished. It was shot, filmed, and everything, and they canned it. So like, it's not like Netflix couldn't have done it and went to WWE and said, hey, look, I know we're going to start showing and be partners. So what do you want us to do? But I mean, here's the other thing about it, Jimmy. How many wrestling fans have gone to Netflix and watched this thing?
I think the numbers will be pretty huge.
Right. And non-wrestling fans, and then they hear, oh, yeah, by the way, WWE's coming in January. Like, could this be a primer for that? Like, could it, get wrestling fans over, but two, other people who like, I didn't know this is what wrestling was like, or WWE. Maybe I want to watch January when it comes around.
I think it was always meant to be a bit of a primer, but then all that shit happened. You know what I mean? And they had to touch on it. And believe me, they don't really touch on it like they should have. Put it that way. You know what I mean? I was a bit disappointed, when it came to that. They should have touched the way they were promoting it just the last few weeks. You thought they were going to really go in on it. You know what I mean? But
yeah. No. Well, I mean, because they fantasized the whole thing about him being under indictment and everything along those lines.
Right.
And
I was saying that too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason why people and they brought all that back up to get people to come watch, because like, oh look, maybe you'll find out some more dirty secrets and it's stuff we already knew. But let's be honest. If you just know Vince McMahon from the trials and everything, there was a lot of new stuff that maybe you didn't know if you're not a huge wrestling fan, didn't know who he was or anything along those lines. So to me, this is fascinating, right? Because you and I, we grew up with Vince McMahon. We knew Vince McMahon as an announcer. Then he became Mr. McMahon. He became all these things.
He's
and
like
we
the
heard all
person
this
I've known. I've known him longer. Other than my parents, I've known him the longest, bro. Growing up, think about that for a minute.
Yeah. No, you're right. But like,
isn't that crazy? Like, I know all about him and his family, but he doesn't have a clue who the fuck I am. Like,
right.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah,
it's bizarre, bro. When I really think about it, I grew up with that family, dude. Like, from 3 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy. And I feel like I know all about this family at this point. And there's not much you can tell me that I don't really know already about, Vince and his family. It's just crazy that we know this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The interesting things, I think, I always knew that him and Shane's relationship was very contentious but let's be honest, that was because look at him and his dad's relationship, right? Like, it was a very
go deep into that.
Like getting shipped
Apparently
off.
His mom used to fucking molest him, dude. There was incest shit going on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
What also surprised me is what he said about Undertaker and him losing the streak match.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Pretty interesting what he said there.
Well, I remember, like, which makes more sense because of the whole Stephanie, like, because supposedly there was a storyline about an incest storyline with him and Stephanie, or Stephanie and Shane, or something like that.
They talk about that too.
Okay. So
they touch on that.
And I mean, like his contentious relationship with Shane, and like, do they talk about
deep into that?
Do they talk about like Shane leaving?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually pretty sad, actually. This that's probably one of the highlights, actually.
Oh, really?
Is the Shane Vince relationship.
Okay.
So, even for that alone, you should watch it. You know what I mean? Even though we've already heard a lot of the rumors were true, put it that way. But dude. And Todd, what'd you hear about from Ben? Are you talking about what I'm talking about? The Shane Vince relationship? It's hectic, man. You gotta check that out, man. Just for that alone, John, you should watch it too, man.
Yeah, I'm probably. I mean, I'll eventually get around to it, supposedly at some point. But it's just, I haven't watched Ring of Powers. I finally watched the Grand Tour finale. Jacob and I watched it last week. The last Grand Tour ever, and so because those three they're moving on and they're doing that, and that was nice. We took a Thursday, we sat down, we cooked pizza, and we sat and watched the 2-hour Grand Tour finale. We enjoyed it, and then we had a nice talk and a chat and a little cry about it because Jacob grew up with this. He never knew not having Top Gear and Grand Tour, and like it started when I moved up here 22 years ago. And I love cars, and talked to my dad about it, and then Jacob just kind of got into it too, and so we always watched all the specials. We would make time to sit down and watch the Grand Tour and just bang a whole bunch of episodes when it was episodic, and like it was just a reminder that life moves forward and things end, and and like with Jacob starting college, right? Like, he started college, but like eventually he's going to move on, and that was kind of that we're in that first steps of that kind of thing. And it was just that reminder of that life kind of moves forward. And so, I just, that was, so, I mean, that was what, like 2 weeks after it had come out that we finally got around to doing it. Like making time for things, it's frustrating.
Yeah, no, it's hard, bro. It's not easy, man. Yeah. Life is hard too,
It is.
Always running and running and running, but I just hate like how we're getting older, John. That's what bothers me. Vince thinks he'll never die. He's got that mentality, bro. Like, I'm dying. What's dying,
Yeah. I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah, life sucks. Then you die.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be clanging banging at 104. Look at these pythons, baby.
Then you got this guy saying this.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, who was it?
Oh.
I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years. I've been producing them on this network for nearly 4 years. Never in all that time have I ever felt, until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
That was Tony Khan, bro.
Oh, Tony. Like, I don't listen to Tony Khan enough to know what he sounds like.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on now, John.
No,
that's how he
I
talks,
don't.
Sort of thing.
Oh, I know. I mean,
fucking monotone.
Yeah. Well, no, because the only other time I heard him talk was when he introduced the Ring of Honor show that I went to with Ashley, and that
was he stomping his foot?
Yeah, he came out and like, oh, Ring of Honor! Like I'm stomping, and I'm like, oh my god, you have so much autism right now. It's not even funny.
Oh my god.
Or cocaine. Or cocaine.
Todd, yeah, I knew he got molested from his stepdad, but I didn't know his mum was screwing him too. But I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Pretty fucked up. Not to sound,
No,
that's true. The thing is, I don't know if I believe him totally, man. Because he was close to his mother too. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's you come out with it when she's like, she's dead now. Like, and she died not long ago. She lasted over 100. Excuse me.
Well, but I mean, you also got to remember too, Jimmy, like, why is it that some rape victims don't say anything until 20, 30, 40 years later?
I have no idea, bro. That's another thing that puzzles me.
Because they just don't feel like they're safe, or that no one will believe them, right? Until it just it festers and it changes you. Like, mind you, this is what I did for 6.5 years, was talk to people about this and see what their stories were. But like, that's the whole point. They get to a point where finally, like, they feel safe enough to share, they feel safe enough to like say something, or there's someone that they can do or a place they can go, because they felt alone, right? They're not going to go to the police, but maybe they saw something about an advocacy or a crisis center where they could go, and then in that processing, and it's part of it is like, hey, I need to say something because I don't want something else to happen to someone else, because it's like all of a sudden that realization that, okay, this didn't just happen to me and I don't want this to happen to somebody else, right? That could be a big motivating factor for someone to finally speak out, is, oh, they see that this person's doing it again, and like they can see the signs. So, and they feel like, well, regardless of whether anyone believes me or not, I need to say something so that maybe this doesn't happen to somebody else. Those are the motivating factors for someone to do that, right? Because those are the symptoms. But with Vince, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard because I don't want to say, well, he wasn't a victim. He's probably lying, because we want to believe all victims. But at the same time, too, the level of just a lot, like, it makes sense. Like, him saying that makes a sense of like some of his decisions and actions and the way he does things, right? It's his trauma response to what happened, supposedly. But like at the same time, too, like, he's just, there's got to be something there. It's like he has no moral compass. Like, he feels almost sociopathic a little bit.
Oh, he's a sociopath, no doubt about it, bro.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, he feels sociopathic of like, well, I don't see what's wrong with this. I don't know.
He's a guy that laughs over PC jokes, man. Like, think about it. I mean, if you was a little kid, fair enough, but he loves the term shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah. Obviously, we know that after what he did, clearly.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he's got a fascination with shit jokes and shit in general, bro. Like, I don't know. He's a weird cat. He's a weird old man, but
he is.
That's Vince. But before we do get into SmackDown, though, also, John, I just want to say, did you hear about the Lucha Brothers supposedly signing with WWE?
Supposedly, but also I just saw that Meltzer's reporting that AEW has added a year of time to Ray Phoenix for the injury.
Tony is a prick for doing that, dude. Straight up, like, bad.
Yeah,
like, come on, bro. God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do that for? But yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. You said it.
Yeah.
That's just crazy, man. If true, that is just nuts to me. And I think that's about it on any major news.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, contracts are weird. We know we don't have NDAs anymore because they're supposedly not a thing, according to the government. But again, like, is this Tony wanting to hang on? Like, do you feel like the Lucha Brothers are like a upper card, like top of the card talent?
If you asked me this about 4 years ago, I would have said yes. 4 to 5 years ago, if you asked me that, I would have said yes. Now, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't disagree. I'm sorry, I don't disagree. I would say a few years ago when they were hot, maybe upper card, like knocking on that top card.
That was definitely a big deal and getting spoken about 5 years ago, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. 5 to 6 years ago, that was a thing, man. And they were grinding too. AEW brought them straight back down to earth, dude.
Well, and I mean, they didn't help themselves with all the stupid shit that they do to get hurt all the time.
Not like that, they were like a Mickey Mouse friggin' tag team in AEW compared to Lucha Underground and TNA.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it, like, but like, there's also the reports that Motor City Machine Guns have signed with WWE,
and we still haven't seen a debut yet. We keep hearing about it, but if they don't debut by this week, because they debut on the CW network, or the week after, right? Then that's all bullshit.
I don't know. don't know. Like to me, it's like they're 40. Why would you sign them now?
Right.
Like what do they bring? What do they bring to the table? Unless you're just like, I need tag teams, so we need to fill out a roster.
Detroit, bro. Even though it's up here, isn't it?
But
no,
you're right. It's like right there. I don't know. It's fucking Detroit. it's Michigan. Nobody gives a shit about Michigan.
They used to, not anymore.
Yeah. So so Lucha Brothers, Motor City Machine Guns, but like, yeah, what do these do? They don't move a needle for me. Either of these teams don't move a needle.
No, they don't. I think the Lucha Brothers would be a good addition for WWE. As far as the Motor City Machine Guns, they're just going to be an NXT act, bro. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, that's fine, which is fine, I guess. So, I don't know. All right. Well, there was not much else I could really think about that was going on. So, all right. Well, I guess we should talk SmackDown now.
Let's.
So let's do that. So, as you can see, Jimmy, I'm super excited about this because last night, September 27th of 2024, we were at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So, what's that song? There's Ain't No Something in Oklahoma. Blackwood train. So we had Michael Cole and Corey Graves on commentary. I know we've talked about it a few times, but like, I just feel like this isn't working for me. Michael Cole and Corey Graves on commentary.
I thought they were fine on this show anyway. I mean,
but like,
I'm not complaining.
It's a step down compared to what we had with Corey and Wade and then Michael and everything else. Like,
I think more. I don't want to call it a step down, but more it was different. You know what I mean? It was fresh.
Yeah.
But I mean different as well. I mean, now I feel like they've both know their roles again. Like Graves has gone back, has slotted straight back into that color role, like comfortably compared to initially when they first switched. It felt like they were both kind of over each other, but now he's slotted perfectly in again.
I guess, but like, he's not a heel, because you can't do color. I mean, you can't do play-by-play and be a heel. Let's be honest, right? It just doesn't work.
You can. I mean, look at Jerry the King Lawler. He was perfect at that.
But he was a color guy. He wasn't play-by-play. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's
Corey
right.
transitioned to a play-by-play. So then how do you transition back to a heel after you've been kind of brought in as that play-by-play guy?
Be a heel. He's not really trying to be a heel right now. So yeah.
I know that. You know what I'm saying? But like, but then it's like, okay, how do we show personality if you're not going to be a heel? So
I think they'll fine, bro. For now, like I said, like it's nothing majorly off about it or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Like I enjoyed him and Wade, like Corey and Wade being and Wade being that Bobby the Brain Heenan kind of heel, a color guy.
Yeah.
And Corey just being play-by-play with the occasional like gorilla, like, would you stop it, like kind of thing. It like I really liked Corey like that. Like to me, it gave him a sense of personality while doing the job and letting Wade carry the bulk of the emotional aspect, which I feel like that's where when he was a color guy, it was a real miss. It was just a real miss. I mean, we talked about it all the time, Jimmy, about how him on color just didn't work. He was not good and we didn't like it. And this is a good transition. I don't know. I'm going to give it some more time. I know they did it because of transitions and everything else, but but I guess that's the other thing. We've had a couple weeks now with this transition, and we know this is going to be the case now, where Pat McAfee goes off for his football thing, and then he'll come back eventually, and then that means we know that he'll go with Michael Cole, right? Because him and Cole, like Cole has said,
yeah, absolutely.
Well, Cole has said that, right? Like he goes, "This is my guy." Like they're buddies, right? So that just means that we're going to be rotating commentary teams.
But see,
do you think that's good?
Well, what I'm confused about is one of the teams going to be a 3-man booth.
No, I think they're done with 3-man booths.
So then who's going to miss out once McAfee's back?
Probably what's his face?
Graves?
No, not Graves. The new guy that just hired.
No, Tessitore ain't going nowhere, bro. He's on a big money contract.
I have a feeling. I mean,
no chance, bro. Not unless they're not fucking. Not unless they're not happy with him. He's actually been doing pretty fucking good.
is he?
He's
I
a
don't
big
know.
name in comment. He's a big name in sports commentary, bro. Go Tessitore. I'm telling you, bro. There's no way they will dump his ass.
I don't know. I don't
no
know.
way.
I don't know who he is. I don't listen to Raw, so I don't watch Raw. So
No, there's no. He's out of the question, dude. He's gonna be They hired him to be the play-by-play guy, bro, and that means he ain't losing his spot unless that'll be not happy with him. Like, you know what I mean?
You never know. You never know. But like,
he's done pretty good so far, though. I'll say that.
But let's be honest. There's no way they're gonna put Pat McAfee and Corey Graves on the same show with Michael Cole. It's going to be Michael Cole and Pat, and that's it.
I can see that because when they do 3-man teams on PLEs, it is that. It's them three.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't watch. I don't pay attention to PLEs either. Obviously.
Well, yeah. You know what I mean? But Tessitore, no way. There's no
like
way.
I can see maybe they move Corey with Wade and Tessitore. You know, I could see that.
I think they'll keep him with Cole and fucking and McAfee once he's back. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, look, it's whatever. I just find it interesting the rotating, like, you know, set of commentary and how things change. So I don't know. Like, I'm interested to see. I mean, I guess that's one of the things. It's like, okay, well, once football's over, we're gonna see what happens. Right, and we're going to figure out what's going to be next, commentary-wise, because we know it's going to change. We know Michael Cole and Corey and Pat McAfee are going to be together, and then it's just a matter of all right. Well, what do we do with that after that? So it'll be interesting to see the least. So anyway, so that's that. We're in Oklahoma at the Paycom Center. Michael Cole and Corey Graves are on that, and then we have SmackDown kicking off with Randy's music. I'm sorry. And he welcomes everyone to SmackDown. He says he can count on the people that he can trust on one hand, but Cody Rhodes is one of those people that he can trust. And basically, he wants to know why Cody agreed to team with Roman on Bad Blood. And he's like, it doesn't sit right with me. Come on out. So Cody comes out, and everybody goes crazy. Talkie, out comes Kevin Owens, and blah, 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 blah. Then comes Solo, and hey, we're going to end up, y'all are all here. I can just beat you all up with one thing. Cool. And he's like, hey, we're going to have a tag match tonight. And Cody's like, yeah, no. He goes, no, you have your thing with Roman at Bad Blood. It's going to be me and Randy versus Solo and Jacob Fatu. We're going to take them out. Okay, cool. And so we get that. And, I don't know. We're back to the talking and opening and blah, 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 blah. I'm already.
Basically, there was tension between Kevin Owens and Cody. What you forgot to mention just now is that
supposedly
Kevin Owens challenged the new bloodline, and I'm talking about Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. This guy yawning.
Yeah.
To a tag team main event match, but he also said, and I'm talking about Kevin Owens, for Cody to butt his ass on out of that match, doesn't want him interfering, nothing. But later on, Orton kind of gets in his ear and says, listen, if the Titans come out,
we're going to get there.
Well, I don't know if you are going to get to that. That's the thing. Like, you might not touch up on it. So.
I'm going in order. Well,
because you didn't mention that. Yeah, anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the tension's already, because, I mean, that was left over from last week. He was already there, and, like, that's what I'm saying. He's like, no. Like, because there was that tension when he said, no, this isn't you, Cody. Like, we got this. You have your thing with, and the way he said it, you have your thing with Roman. So we're going to do this. This is us. You stay out. Like, I mean, it was a tension moment. I know I probably didn't communicate that super clearly, but, like, yeah.
You didn't know.
Whatever. Like, again, I'm so over this long talking segment start of the show thing. And when we had, I mean, granted, week 1, we were on a new network. So, hey, it's a world championship cage match. Still cage match. Cool. Last week. Okay, we have the U.S. championship match. Cool. To start. Great. Like, very little talky, few highlights, and in we go. Cool. I'm down for that. And we're back to let's start and then go over. Hey, let's talk about the tag match and let's see and okay, and then we go backstage.
SmackDown's phoning it in lately. I know what you're saying.
Like the first 2 episodes were fine. I like the kickoff starts and then you build and then you taper off because it's a network weekend show. Most people are probably going to watch the beginning and not necessarily stay till the end. And I get that, so formatted as such. So we had all that highlights of last week's show. Then we have Nia's with Tiffany and says they had a chance to get rid of Bailey and Naomi for good. But now they have a number 1 contenders match. Nia grabs Tiffany by the throat, and Tiffany apologizes, telling her that she was hurt. And Nia tells her that if this ends badly for herself, it will end badly for Tiffany. And she tells Tiffany that now they can be friends again, and Nia walks away. Yeah, okay. Again,
she grabs her by the neck too, by the way. Just threatens her basically. But yeah, I mean,
like,
not much to say here, really. It's obvious where we're going.
Bro. You know what cracks me up about this though is the moment that Nia grabs Tiffy by the neck. The first thing I could think of was all the horn dogs on the internet writing all the fan fiction about that. Like,
they'll be like in their mouth and shit.
Yeah, grabs her by the neck and brings her in close and tells her she's going to hear everything. Kisses her on the lips and like whatever. Like
on that thing.
Yeah, and it turns into a big old lesbian whatever because
fans would be weird, bro.
Yeah,
you know
fans. Oh, look, there's probably fan fiction about you and I getting together or something like that out there. But like the internet's weird, dude. The internet is
Don't
weird.
even go there. What the hell you talking? What the fuck are you on about, bro?
Look, they put together people like there's all kinds of weird shit out there about like I was talking to somebody the other day and they were talking about how like no, we're not doing that. It was something. It was I was talking about whatever, and they're like, "Oh, did you read the fan fiction about that?" I was like, "What?" Like it was some innocuous thing, and I think it was like Bluey, and I said, "I still don't understand this Bluey thing," and like, yeah, there's fan fiction about that. I was like, "What?
What?
That's like isn't it a kids? Yeah, it's a kids show, right?" They're like, "Yeah, but
it's an Australian kids show, mind you."
But apparently people are fucking weird. And Todd says, "Yikes, we're getting an extra hour of this coming up too." Yeah, and Jimmy, I know we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but yes, it was confirmed last week, I believe, that once January comes around, USA says, "Oh yeah, SmackDown's going to 3 hours."
3 hours. Yep.
Yeah.
And Raw's going back down to 2 from October 7th.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? I can't do 3 hours of SmackDown if it's going to stay like this.
I know, Jimmy.
Whereas Raw has been great. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't watch Raw, so yeah. I know that
Raw is literally.
I saw. Yeah, I know that. I know they said talk about they're going to bring back Raw's War. I know that Jay just won the title, and I know Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed are being big boys and just running around.
That is something to watch. I'll tell you now.
They're just basically saying, "Fuck it, we're gonna do Godzilla vs. King Kong kaiju fights. Let's go."
That's all right. You know what's gonna happen? These two are gonna end up as a tag team, man. That's what I think is gonna happen. That's what I think. Yeah, they're gonna end up respecting each other so much so that they're gonna end up like as a tag team. Call them the Natural Disaster 2.0.
The Sheamus and Claudio. Yeah.
Yeah, but instead call these two the Natural Disasters again, right? Literally call one Tsunami, which is and what's it called?
Bronson Reed.
Jonah Rock, as in Bronson Reed, yeah. And the other one, what do you call Strowman? So you got Tsunami,
Earthquake,
and then what would you call Strowman? Like Tornado,
Big Country, Earthquake. Yeah, just call him that.
No, not Earthquake, because there's already been an earthquake. I'm talking about like.
Well, there was always a Tsunami too.
No, but there was never a wrestler called Tsunami though.
Yeah, there was.
Who?
He looked like John Tenta.
No, you're thinking of Avalanche. He's called Avalanche in WCW and Shark, the Shark. Not Tsunami.
I'm telling you, I swear.
He wasn't Tsunami, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Typhoon was his tag team partner.
It says Steve Monelli, May 22, 1986, is an American professional wrestler known as Tsunami.
He was a jobber. I've never heard of him in my
Yeah.
life, bro. That's irrelevant.
Yeah, and a Mexican professional. Okay, so yeah.
Come on. I'm talking about mainstream wrestling here now, yeah?
Yeah. So, which is weird. You figured that somebody, a big boy, would have been a Tsunami. So,
Well, Bronson Reed, dude, he could be the first Tsunami. Don't be surprised if they do that, dude. I'm telling you.
Well, he
now, I
already
just feel
has
like
the
that's where we're
move.
going. Right. You might as well. That's what I'm saying. You might as well. If they start attacking, they won't do it. Typhoon is not Tsunami, Aaron. Typhoon
Maybe.
is
I
someone else.
I was thinking Typhoon. That's what I was thinking of.
I know, but we've already had a typhoon. I'm saying someone. The natural disasters. The original one was earthquake and typhoon. I'm talking about a new version, like Todd says, 2.0. That's why I said tsunami and someone else, like another name, tsunami and tornado or something. Yeah. Nobody heard of what, Mike? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, like, here's the thing though. Like, tornado implies like flying in the air. Tsunami, I get with Bronson because he has the move and everything along those lines. Like, you would need something like Braun. It needs to be like earth shaking, you know?
That's what I mean. I don't know. You're saying tornado. I know, Aaron. Tornado was Kerry Von Erich, if that's who you're thinking of.
The Texas tornado.
Texas tornado, right? But that's not even his thing. That was never his real nickname. That's only in WWE. But I'm not saying to use the name tornado. I wouldn't use that. I'm saying something along those natural disaster name lines, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know. Like now that you say that, I've been thinking about it. I'm kind of stuck. Like, I know it needs to be something like I mean, Rumble is stupid, but like something like that. Like, it would need to be, you know,
you can't use hurricane because we've already had a hurricane, right? So
yeah,
it's you got to think about it, man. Tropical fucking something. I don't know. You got to like something.
But he's also country and like from the mountains, so like rock slide, landslide,
like that even.
You know,
the nuclear disasters. I like that actually, Mike.
Yeah,
that's actually not bad. I actually like that. The nuclear disasters. One is fucking what do you call like a generator? What do you call it, man? Like something nuclear. You call one like this and then the other one that. You know what I mean? But one has to be tsunami, but
yeah, probably so.
Only because it makes total sense for Bronson Reed to be called Tsunami. And I'm not saying they're gonna do this, Aaron. If they do this, though, they've been listening to our show. I'm telling you now. I've been saying this for the last 2 weeks. Meltdown is all right too, but Meltdown of what?
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I like nuclear disasters better though. I actually like that name. Yeah, well, the other one, Fukushima. You can go, that's probably offensive though, Canada Spaceman, to say that though. It's insensitive, but something like that. Yeah, Cold Blooded's onto it. Call him Sinkhole because he's a hole of personality. Rock Lobster, yeah, pal. I like that. We're coming along something, man. I like how the chat's getting into this, but I'm starting to like some of your all you guys are coming up with some good names actually. So keep it going. I like this.
Yeah. So I mean, but like it's definitely interesting to say the least, you know.
But that's on Raw. We're talking SmackDown.
Yeah, I know. Like, but I don't know. Anyway, we have commercial break.
Review, that's me and Ray.
Yeah, go find that on YouTube. But yeah, so we have a commercial break. We come back. We have the number one contenders match for the women's championship. It's Bayley versus Naomi. Jimmy, let me ask you this question. And I mean, I don't know if it's just me or not. Maybe I don't know. But like I've been watching Naomi, you know, since she's been back, and it feels like every time she's outside of WWE, she's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
When she's in WWE, I feel like it's not so good. Like, is it just me? Is it just me? Because like this match, like she was obviously the weak link in the match last week.
Right.
This week, she still didn't look crisp or sharp. Like there were some things where I was like, "Ew, that was real bad." Like, but like watching her like in TNA and some other things, she seemed really, really great. Is it like the talent in WWE is that much better, and so when she's on the independent, she looks way better than she is, or is it that when she just gets stage fright and she doesn't handle it as well in WWE, so she isn't as sharp because it's a bigger stage?
No, look, in TNA, for example, they gave her the ball, bro.
Yeah.
And she ran with it. You know what I mean? Whereas in WWE, honestly, since she's been back, it's like she never left. Like, what have they made her do? They've made her do nothing. She hasn't really been. She was the third wheel with Jay Cargill and Belair for some reason for a little bit.
Yeah.
Now she's not. And then she is again, and then she's not. She's just, I mean, she's doing nothing, man. They're just making her really do nothing.
But
So how's
that's
she
not even
supposed to-
that's not even my point. I'm talking about her in ring. I'm talking about her in ring, like
Well,
her in ring performance. Like that's what I'm saying. Like last week, her in ring performance, she was the weak link on that match, like easily, like not clean, not and very sloppy. This week, same
in
thing.
terms of in ring, yeah, I think she's a little bit overrated, actually, John. In terms of in ring,
because but in TNA, she didn't look like this, and that's what I'm asking. Is like in ring. Outside of WWE, she looks a lot better.
Keep
than
in mind though,
in W.
with TNA, most of their shows aren't live, so they can edit that shit and make it look good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Whereas in WWE, it's all live, so and that might expose her. So you know, I think that is the difference.
Mm. Dude, okay. Todd Brantley says it's not just me. All right, cool. I missed this one, the Monster Mash mashup. I like that.
Or call them fucking Godzilla and fucking and the monster. One's called a monster anyway, right?
The kaijus. Just call them the kaijus.
The kaijus. But one has to be tsunami though, man. The monster and the tsunami, man. I mean,
you gotta like kaijus or Monster Mash.
But
like,
Japanese, you can't use a Japanese name. WWE wouldn't look at it like that. They'd be like, why? You know what I mean? We're in America, not fucking Japan.
Yeah. And I mean, look, I'm a cold-blooded. It says Naomi's one of the most improved of all time. Never forget that she used to be so bad that everyone thought Cameron was going to be the better star.
She has improved, but
and I'm not saying that. I'm not saying she's not. You know,
she's not as good as the top tier talent, though. That's the thing. She just isn't.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like, is it that talent outside of WWE is not on the same level as WWE talent, or is it that she can't handle the big screen? Because like it feels like in WWE she just isn't as sharp as when she's in the ring. Her performances.
I think production has a lot to do with that, man.
You think it is? Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, when you can edit shit,
yeah,
you can make things look so much better. Like than when you're on live. You know, there's that advantage.
Yeah. You're right. You're probably right. Like I forget about the TNA isn't live.
Except for their pay-per-views, of course.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So I guess so. Okay. Anyway, so this match was a match. I just didn't feel like it was great. Bayley wins. Like, did we have any doubt that Bayley was going to win, though?
No. I had no doubt. But why did Bayley come out as Damage Control still, though?
Yeah, and then Naomi came out with an Uno themed.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, that's one thing. But I don't know why she did that. But I thought Bayley is completely out of Damage Control. Is she not?
Yeah, was she wearing Damage Control? I don't remember.
No, on the Titantron, like it comes up at the start of her theme, comes up with Damage Control, and then it mixes into her current theme, if that makes sense.
No, I don't know. I guess I missed that. I don't look. I don't pay attention to the opens much anymore either, though. If I'm honest, Jimmy, just like I wait for them to get in the ring and get going.
Jeez, you really phoned it in, huh?
Oh, dude, look, when it comes to this, I watch the matches. Like that's the whole point. I want to watch the matches, see the wrestling, and see what story they're telling in the ring. And if there's a backstage segment that interests me, I'll be like, oh, let me go. Okay, cool. I'll stop and watch. But you know, this was a match. Bayley wins. I mean, I guess it was a creative way to get to it, right? Compared to
was it really?
I mean, if you think about it, you know,
It
you
was
know,
a fine match. I'm still indifferent to it though.
it was better than a tournament and better than trying to figure out, like, okay, so you had Tiffany and Nia tag team. Hey, if you win, you're out of SmackDown, but if you lose, if you win, you get one of you gets a title shot, whoever gets to pin, and the loser, if you lose, you get pinned,
But in
you're
the
out.
end, they went nowhere because they had to have this match.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, but like it was at least somewhat more creative to get to this point than
but
some
they
of
didn't
the
need to.
some of the
That's
usual
my
ways.
point.
Yeah,
I
I don't know.
guess.
I don't know. Let's put it this way. I appreciate the storytelling to get to this point rather than just like, hey, we're gonna have like randomly have a number one contenders match where these two face each other, or we do a tournament or a gauntlet style or whatever that they've been doing lately. This was a little bit more creative to get us to this point.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So after the match, Naomi pats Bayley on the shoulder after the match and leaves the ring, and then we have back Andrade and LA backstage. Andrade tells LA Knight that last week he beat him and he respects him. Where he comes from, a real man shakes someone's hand to show respect. LA Knight lost his respect. In comes Carmella Hayes, who runs and hits LA Knight with a clothesline. He tells Andrade that he has some for him too. And then we get to Andrade and LA Knight backstage. Andrade tells LA Knight that last week he beat him. Oh, I don't know why this is a repeat. I'm just apparently don't know how to read because I have my notes and I just reread my notes. So anyway, we go to commercial break and we come back and then we have the Andrade versus Carmelo match. So we're on, and Jimmy, I don't know. I know you weren't here last week, but we were like, okay, great. They're having another match, even though Andrade faced LA Knight for the championship because he beat in the best of 5. But we had to have another match for Carmelo because we now have, because Michael Cole said it last night, it's tied 3-3. So we now have a low-key, not disclosed best of 7 match that we didn't say we were having a best of match series.
I called this ages
ago. And I both called it. Like we both said this, right? Like is this what they're doing? That they haven't said it. But like it didn't make sense because in the middle of it, Andrade, who beat Carmelo, got a US title match. So you would think, okay, so this was a best of 5 series. No. We're going to have a best of 7 anyway with no stakes because the stakes already happened. They were both won the US title.
But the stakes are obvious, though. We know we're going to go into a triple threat match. You know what I mean? For the US title anyway.
Right, because of what happened, because we had this match. Again, we've seen these guys wrestle. Like it was a match. Like we've seen them wrestle.
I will say this though, this one was their best match in my opinion out of all the matches so far.
It better be. It better be. You had 5 other matches to build to. I don't disagree.
No shit. I truly believe that. I actually enjoyed this one compared to the past ones.
Yeah. Look, Candace Spaceman, I don't disagree that he says when Andrade wore his long hair for yesterday, it looks like a beefy version of Seth Rollins. There were times where I was like, oh yeah, wait, that's Andrade, not Seth. Like it kind of gave me that vibe too. I don't disagree.
He needs to come out to a Spanish sexy boy theme.
Yeah. Oh, which by the way, did you see? Speaking of Seth, did you see him on Monday Night Football? He was or Sunday Night Football.
Or some shit.
Yeah, because they were in Indianapolis because Chicago was playing Indianapolis, and he had on a jersey, and he took off the Indianapolis jersey for a Chicago one because he's a Chicago fan. And then T.Y. Hilton dumped him onto the field, and security came out and made it like, oh, you're not supposed to be on the field, and then he got escorted off the field. It was funny.
Yeah, I saw a quick sort of snippet of it, but
but yeah, like right, Mike, like that's the thing. Who didn't know the outcome of this match, right? The only thing that was the difference was that LA Knight came out to interfere because he wanted some of Carmelo for some reason. And then Andrade is like, hey, no, don't do this. And then Carmelo bumps Andrade into LA Knight and then rolls him up for the end. Like the ending was so dumb. And so like you said, yeah, because of this now we're going to get a triple threat match because what's going to happen next week? They're going to wrestle next week, Jimmy. But LA Knight's going to interfere and beat up both of them. So now, to figure this all out, we have to have a triple threat match at Bad Blood. So, Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Just for LA Knight to go over anyway.
You would hope.
Nah, he will. 100%, man. But like
Yeah.
I said, this one was the best match I've felt out of. We've seen 6 now so far, correct?
Yeah.
And we're tied at 3 apiece.
3 apiece now, right? Because Michael Cole said so. That's the bottom line. Because Michael Cole
Yeah.
said so.
That's the bottom line, indeed.
Yeah. So, cool. Great. Love it. It was wonderful. Lovely smooches. Did you just auto-tune my voice?
I can for one.
Oh, you're doing yours. Okay, I missed that.
But I can do you if you want me to.
Look, if you think you can do me, go ahead.
Stop it now.
Right now.
Right now. Wait,
Right
talk
now.
for a second.
Talk
No,
for a
don't.
second. Yeah, it doesn't do it. Yeah,
I
that's what I thought.
have to route you into another channel,
Oh,
and I'm not gonna fuck around with it right now. And
yeah.
risk
After it
fucking
all,
up.
it took us 10 minutes to get ready.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna risk it
Yeah.
right now. So, but I will do it for the future once I get to
Yeah.
know this shit
Yeah.
better.
Let's see. Aaron says, where are the witches versus damage control? Who knows? I don't know.
Fuck the witches. I don't want to see the witches anymore. They're
Yeah.
losers.
Yeah. Make
And
like
that's
a
on
streak.
Raw. That's happening on Raw, by the way, Aaron. Watch Raw.
Yeah. So anyway, we have this. Carmelo wins. We talked about the ending. It's real dumb. And then after this, Andrade face to face in the ring. LA Knight extends his hand, but Andrade leaves the ring because now, bad blood. Ooh. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are sitting backstage, and in comes Cody. Cody tells Owens that he can feel it. He knows there's a problem and they need to talk. Owens says they do need to talk, but not now. They can talk another time. Cody tells them they can talk now. Owens stands up and tells them not now. And they will talk, but not now. And he tells Cody not to get involved in their match tonight. Owen leaves, and Orton tells Cody, yeah. And Orton tells Cody that if the Bloodline get involved, it'll be 4 against 2, and they can use his help. And he will go talk to Owens. So, cool. Great. And so we set up everything. We have a commercial break, and we come back, and a video announcing AJ Styles will return next week.
Yeah, phenomenal. And just before you continue on that, Cody is going to be turning heel soon. I'm telling you now.
You think?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of heel vibes off Cody, man. Even last week with Roman, he's giving me heel vibes again. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Maybe not right now or in the next, say, 2-3 months, but within the next 6 months between now and then, he'll be a heel. Mark my words.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. I don't care.
Yeah. I'm just getting those vibes.
Okay. I mean, cool. Like, you got to keep him relevant somehow. Like that like, isn't that the thing? Like, when you're the hottest as a babyface is when you should turn heel, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, and then he's got the belt, and what do they say? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So the belt and wanting to keep the belt is what makes him turn that way. I mean, and I like Cody as a heel. I think he's fine as a heel.
He's a better heel than a babyface, I think.
I think he's good at both.
Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely good at both. Absolutely.
Like, let's be honest. Like, during when we met Cody, it was the Ring of Honor run, and they were heels with the Young Bucks. But like,
he's been heels making everybody kiss his ring.
No, like that was the thing. Meeting up, like he was super cool. Like it was weird, right? Because he's supposed to be a heel. You're not supposed to like him. And Christopher Daniels was the baby
that run. When he was a heel,
but like when you met him, he was just the coolest dude. Mind you, this was like what 3-4 months after he left WWE, and so he's getting everybody on his side and all that kind of stuff. So it was still neat. I mean, talking about dogs and ties. I think I've told that story before, and letting Jacob take a picture with the belt. Putting it on him. Like, not even asking. Like, he just picked up the belt and put it on him to take the picture. Like, we were just like, yeah, hang on. Takes the belt, puts it on Jacob's shoulder. I think I showed you that picture because Jacob was small back then.
Yeah, you showed me. Okada couldn't even do that for me, the prick.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story. And Aaron, just quietly, again, watch Raw for more of the blood feuds, okay? Yeah. Obviously, you haven't been watching Raw. On Raw is where the blood feuds are at, where the bad blood's really at.
Well, the bad blood.
The bad blood.
I know that's a Taylor Swift song, I think. I don't know. Whatever. All right. So after this, after that, AJ Styles will return. Speaking of returning and having someone come back and whatever, Mishin has a match versus Piper Niven with Chelsea Green. because Chelsea Green and Mishin are having a dumpster match.
Right.
Right. So, but of course, Piper Niven has to warm up Mishin and soften her up for Chelsea. This was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, if I'm 100% honest, Jimmy. Because we had a little bit of the match starting, then we went to commercial break, and then like I'm not saying this was a long match. I'm not saying it was long, but I'm like, I didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be maybe a little shorter, but it was fine. It was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match. I actually liked how Mishin won. She keeps beating Piper Niven now. The only thing that was awkward is when her legs were up in the air when she rolled her up.
Yeah.
It was like, ooh.
Yeah, like,
jeez, put those legs down, girl.
Yeah, that's okay.
Girl.
Yeah, boy, that and the Tiffy, both parts had people going to their computer starting to type up stuff.
Oh, no thanks.
So, and look, we know why they're doing this, to build up Mishin, and then probably in the dumpster match, because it's going to be no holds barred or no rules barred. Chelsea's going to win because Piper's going to step in again. This is weird because we know that Chelsea and Piper have some things. Chelsea's a star, and they're trying to build Mishin up by giving her the rub of this.
And they've actually managed to do that.
Right. But but at the same time too, like, where's this going? Right? Like, after this, where does this go? Right?
Fuck Divino.
Is this going to be so that then now Mishin can say, well, I'm going to go for the title? Like,
probably
is that
not. No. I think Chelsea will win next week.
Right. Exactly. Right. That's what you and I are both thinking. But so, like, what does this do? Like, where are we going? Like, where are we going?
Yeah, probably nowhere.
It's not even really a story that's gonna go anywhere. Like, except for the fact that, hey, we get to see Chelsea Green. She's a star, and we're enjoying that, and we enjoy the run. But other than that,
yeah, I'm just enjoying it for now. I can't tell you where they're going forward with her. If we're closer to Money in the Bank, then it would make more sense doing all this shit. You know what I mean? But it's not. So I have no idea where we're going. But unless nah, I doubt they'll do that. Yes, Chelsea Green is a hot mess, not mass.
Yeah.
Aaron.
I like Chelsea Green. I mean, I've always enjoyed her. Again, solid wrestler, but great, but even better character. Like, that's what's always made her. Like,
she's just a fun-loving character, dude. Like, even as a heel babyface, she's just a character, bro. Like, literally.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah, I agree.
She's entertaining, man.
Yeah, and that's what you want. That's what you want.
Absolutely.
In the ring, out of the ring, entertaining. Okay, so we have a commercial break after this match, and then we have a video for Bad Blood airs, and Bianca and Jade announced they'll be the host of Bad Blood, but they're not wrestling on Bad Blood. So great, they're hosting Bad Blood because we need hosts for a second tier PLE. Okay. All right, great, cool. So then we have Naomi's walking backstage, and then comes Bayley. She tells Naomi that she's sorry about what happened earlier, and Naomi says she's not sorry. She's happy she beat her. Naomi says Bayley deserves it, and she's going to win the championship in Bad Blood, and they will have a rematch. They both hug, and Bayley walks out. Okay, cool. Tiffany tells Naomi that it looks like she won't be facing Nia at Bad Blood. She will have the perfect view of Nia destroying Bayley. Naomi says since Nia will have a match, maybe her sidekick will get a beating. Naomi says that she will talk to Nick Aldis and make the match.
Thumbs up.
Yay. Commercial break. And then we have Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu when we come back from a commercial. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was,
the main event.
Yeah, it was the main event. Yeah,
I was bored. I got bored by this point. The whole show, I actually didn't have the power of the phone, believe it or not. And then I got to the main event thinking, I'm going to watch throughout all this, and then the power of the phone hit me. Look, I love the long-term storytelling and whatnot, right? But it's too frequent at this point. Mix it up a little better, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting bored with this. You know what I mean? A little bit.
You and me both. You and me both.
Look at me, you prick.
Yeah. Well, look. We've both. Like, this show did nothing. This show did nothing for, like, this is why I enjoyed the start of a show being a match, and then because it at least builds energy so you can get to the point. This was not it. This was not it. And I got to this match like, okay, cool. And we all know what's going to happen though, right? Because of the whole setup that there's going to be interference, and that Cody's going to come down, and Randy will have magically forgotten to tell Kevin that he wanted Cody to come down, because somewhere in all that time when Randy said, "Hey, I'm going to talk to Kevin and let him know that we're going to need your help," somehow that slipped Randy's mind to tell Kevin, because when Tama Tonga and Tongaloa came down, and then Cody came out to help out to get their back, but it cost them the match, and then Kevin's real pissed, and Randy's like, no, I told him to come out. It's okay. It was like, I forgot to tell you. My bad. That was on me. I told him to come out. But Randy, you said you were going to tell Kevin. And now it's like, okay. And then they hugged, but it was a real weird hug thing. And I'm like, I don't know. This is super weird. It was like, okay, whatever. Like, there wasn't much storytelling that I was going, oh, wow, I didn't expect that to happen. That totally caught me with my pants down. Oh,
jolly,
no.
Jolly me.
So shocking.
I just want to answer Aaron's question there about heels and baby faces. We say this all the time, Aaron, but what's the best way to become over right now? By being a heel.
Where's that one at?
No, he's saying about Bianca and Jade, how they should be heels and whatnot.
Oh, this one right here.
The fan base are putting over the heels now. That's the time we're in.
Yeah.
You see? So even if they're cool heels, people are going to cheer them. It's irrelevant. You know what I mean? Because the way you get over these days, to be a big baby face is to be a cool heel. That's how it works these days, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know I mean, but
no, and I mean, that's what we're talking about Cody, right? Like, hey, if he turns heel, then you do it now when he's the most popular. That's how you make an effective heel.
Although I do think the people will boo Cody in a good way, though. Like, when I say boo, not because they hate him, just because they respect him enough to boo him because he's a heel. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with you, Lab Rat, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah, I feel like they do this not trusting your teammate too much.
100%. I can't believe we got through this already, man. And I did say that Kevin Owens was going to turn.
Yeah.
He's on the brink of turning now. But I still think the end game is Cody is the one that's really going to turn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But we'll see.
See, at this point, I could see either one. But in the ring right now, look, you have Cody, you have Randy, and you have Kevin. All three could turn, let's be honest.
Oh, fuck yeah, absolutely. But have you noticed a lot of people are kind of letting down Cody a little bit lately? Does that make sense? Like, people can be sort of pricky towards him. Does he have many friends left at this point other than Orton? And even Orton has been a little bit of a smart ass towards Cody.
True. Yeah. I don't know. I just see, this is where, like, I know, because I mean, I kind of had it in my head that Cody was, like you said, had that kind of heel tendency. We know he has that heel tendency. He could do that. But that's where I'm kind of like, okay, but is Kevin going to turn heel? Because Kevin has done that so many times. Like, anytime Kevin...
you know what? I think what Todd said, he's kind of half right. Like, I think he says, I think Randy turns before KO. But I think Randy turning is part of Cody turning.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like, I think Orton and Cody both turn heel, turn on KO,
Yeah.
And then the rest
I
is
can see
history.
that. I can see that.
I mean, it's pointing that way kind of too, man. Like as well. Like by
Yeah.
Orton not saying anything to KO about what he said to Cody, for example, and blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Mike says, like, I mean, he brings up a really good point here, though, too.
No,
Let me ask you
I
this.
don't care.
Yeah, right?
He's right.
Yeah.
It's true.
He's and Labrat says KO is the new Big Show. No one cares if KO turns or not.
Right, yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
He's
and,
turning so many times like Big Show did.
Yeah.
Legacy 2.0 would work right now, dude.
Yeah, you could pull that
and
off.
The meaning of legacy is completely different this time. It's not because Orton's a leader of anything, because they are the legacy.
And is this where Roman becomes involved too? Because Roman's family. Roman.
Oh, Roman. The legacy. That's 3 big egos though, without one being a leader. There's gonna be trouble in Little Tokyo, if you know what I mean.
That's the whole point, right? That was the whole point of the last one.
You could
that
do that.
That was the issue with the last one, right? Everybody was, who's in charge? Are you in charge? I'm not in charge. Why are you in charge? My dad was better than your dad. Like,
right. I can see that.
And like you do this, right? You have Roman, you have Cody, and you have Randy as Legacy 2.0, right?
But,
and you could even do the Usos. And you could even do the Usos.
But then that leaves the bloodline. What happens there, though? That's the only thing about that not happening just yet. Because then what happens? Like, do they still feud with the bloodline? Do they start with the bloodline? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. To fight evil, you got to be evil to fight evil. It's that mentality, that thought process.
But then they're going to be baby faces by, automatically by doing that. That's
not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not
100%. Unless it's Roman's bloodline where they're the baby faces, then absolutely. If it's Solo's bloodline still, then that's going to be a bit of an issue. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You've got to pivot to Roman's kind of bloodline.
Labrat says Manu, member of the bloodline family, was in the original Legacy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you could do Legacy. You could, I mean, and look, they could just be here. They could just turn against Kevin because Kevin is, they're still.
That's what I'm seeing happening right now.
But it's like they're heels to Kevin, but not to everybody else because Kevin's kind of a dick.
Let them become total assholes, total pricks, and then Orton could be that snake in the grass still, and eventually turn on Cody. You know what I mean? Because he wants that belt. Remember that. He's always been a Viper. He's never changed his stripes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I guess so.
And Cody, it's easy to forget that, storyline wise. So the end game will be Orton turning on Cody, though, deep down.
True.
Or Cody retires fucking Orton because he bit the head off the snake. You know what I mean? But that's going way too far.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess so.
You can go a lot of ways, put it that way, with this, if they decide to do that. But they're teasing that shit.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It's going to be the right time there to do it. They do need more heels on the SmackDown side of things, I believe.
Yeah, and I think that's why this would help, because you have 2 heel factions and you could do that, but like Kevin could be a rogue. Like Kevin's been a rogue heel before. Like that's why I'm saying like you can make Legacy 2.0. You can still keep babyface and Kevin's a rogue heel because he got kicked out of the club, right? So he doesn't have to align with Bloodline,
wrestler, right? Think about it.
And he's not a legacy. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like he thought he was buddy with Randy and Cody and everything, but he's not. They have a bond because he's a legacy wrestler, and he's left out.
Exactly. That's the story they're alluding to.
And Roman. But that's why Roman joins them because he has a legacy too, and the Usos. So they're still facing, but he gets kicked out. He's the rogue heel. Like, yeah, I know. We got there. We're kind of talking the same thing, but it took like talking that out to get there. But
exactly.
I guess that's kind of where I was trying to allude to that, like. But I wasn't getting there to the right place. It took you kind of help.
It feels like WWE are really going down that road, bro. Like it just feels that way right now. So
could be. I'm okay with that,
man. I hope they are, but do it slowly though. Do it very slow. Don't rush it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Jimmy, I don't have anything else for the show. Do you have anything else for the show?
No, I think an hour and 40 minutes is perfect for this right now, dude. As a matter of fact. It's all right, dude. Think about it. Me and Ray do the Raw show in an hour and 30 minutes. Every time. But I always brag, that's how good I am. I can do it. I can pull that up because I'm the one that's leading the Raw review. You know what I mean? So, because if you could do it in an hour 30, I go, you watch, I'll do it every time. Except for when we're talking a pay-per-view. And hey, man, I pulled it off. Well, that sounds bad, but I still do it.
Yeah. Canada Spaceman wants us to address these rumors that SmackDown going to start earlier now every week. Inquiring minds want to know. Well, Jimmy, I know this is like 11 o'clock at night for you. So
right now it's 1 a.m. nearly.
Oh, 1 a.m. now
for me.
But like when we started, it was like 11 something, right?
It was 11. Yeah, 11 something. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like if it works for you, I'm good with getting up at 8 in the morning because that gives me more time in the day.
Yeah, but see, the listeners, does it work for the listeners? Because, I wasn't expecting many to be tuning in, put it that way.
Oh, we got our normal number of about 10.
Yeah, so we'll see how it grows. But
9 on the Hami Media
Group. What do you think?
Is like right now
for a weekend?
Who knows? It's almost 11 a.m. here in New York time. So right now, according to StreamYard, 9 viewers on the Hami Media Group, 1 on my Twitch, and nobody on the PWC network.
That will grow, but I've never really put it on the PWC network. This is the first time I did that in a long time.
Yeah, you should be doing that more often, you son of a bitch.
I know, but because I'm late usually, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm giving you a hard time.
I'm recording it on my thing though. I am gonna put the whole show up like audio wise on the PWC network too. So
cool. But yeah, like it's fine. So Jimmy, this was SmackDown. This is what it was. We got what we got. It's time for the customary SmackDown letter grade. Let's grade this show. Canada Spaceman says it was a C-. Labrat, he gave it a D for making me drowsy. That was okay. Labrat, that gets a star. That was good. So anybody else wants to chime in on their
C+ for me?
Oh, I was gonna let other people get a chance to chime in. Their rating, their grade, but we already said you said C+.
Yep.
Aaron said it was a solid B. Wow, Aaron.
B for bullshit, Aaron.
Yeah, that's B for some bullshit. That rating is way too high. I'm surprised look, to me, C+ seems really high, Jimmy.
I didn't hate it as much as you did, but it wasn't the best show either. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I feel like it's C. Right. I'm gonna have to go with Canada Spaceman and say C-.
It's still a C. Damn it! What's the difference?
Well, because it's like knocking on the door to a D, and then C+ is knocking on the door to a B. Like it's almost good enough.
C+ is also knocking on the door to C-.
No, it's not.
Well, C- is knocking on the door to C+.
No, it's not. Like it's
yes,
a 10. Like
what's above a C-?
What's above a C-? A C?
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Okay, yeah, you're right.
It's a 10-point difference, Jimmy. Like in the United States, the grade scale is a 10-point difference. It goes so 100 to like.
You're right. It's like that everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, when I grew up, it wasn't like it was like 93 was an A-. But I went to a private school, so they had a different grading system. So
I went to a public school, so
yeah. So 100 to 90 is an A, right? So you have a 10-point difference in there, and a C- is you are 1 point away from a D, and a C+ is that you're 1 point away from a B.
No, you're right. You're right. I didn't think about it because C- then C, duh. You know what I mean? And then after C+.
Yeah.
But C+. Oh yeah, I'll stick with C+ for me. Definitely not a B though.
All right. Mike Martin says C. And I like that's why I'm like with Canada Space. The D is it was not bad, but yes, samey and so C-. I agree. That's kind of where I'm at, like C-. Like it had the capabilities to be a lot worse. But yeah. Sure. And Mike is laughing at you about your C- and C+ thought process.
Mike, shut up. All right. Nah, I'm fucking with you, bro. Man, I'm tired. All right, give me a break.
He's tired.
I figured it out, man. I agreed in the end.
But like seriously though, does that work for you? Like honestly, I don't mind
No, really.
starting the show at 8.
Dude, it works for me. I
Okay.
don't know how it, it just I'm more about the listeners, man. It doesn't really matter for me.
Yeah, I mean we're like that's what I'm saying. Our numbers are the same. Like we haven't.
We'll know after the. Usually we get about 200 views on average. We'll see how it goes this time. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I'm good with 8. So, and with all these band competitions I've got coming up in the next few weeks, it's probably better. So, Jimmy's talking to D. D is giving him the D. D is giving him the D.
No, she gave me the wrong drink. I asked for a water and I get a Kool-Aid.
Oh, why are you complaining about that?
Because I'm so dying for water right now. Like I want
Kool-Aid's
water.
Kool-Aid.
Anyway.
Todd says that 8 o'clock works for him. So
that works for me, brother.
That works for me, brother. Let me tell you, brother. brother, it's time, brother, to set down the show,
boy,
brother.
did I make Hogan look like a rat in that show, but also a hero in some ways. But yeah,
Hogan, look, we all know Hogan was a rat. You know, we talked about how he
but
was a
Hogan
union
saved
buster.
Vince's fucking backside too, bro. You'll see what I mean anyway.
Oh, I know. Look, that's not new. We all knew that.
I know.
It's whatever. So
but you'll see what I mean. Like when you watch it, you understand. Oh, damn it. I'm breaking shit.
Obviously, because he got a Kool-Aid, not a water. What the hell? What the hell? Well, Jimmy, I think this is where we wrap up the show. It's almost 10. I need to go shower and get ready to go do band competition.
Me too, actually.
All day. So, Jimmy, thank you for being here today. As always, it's always a pleasure to do this show with you. This is why I do this show, to talk to you and to talk to everybody here. But Jimmy, why don't you tell the lovely people where they can find you on the internet?
Well, you can find me right here at HMG for the Smack Attack week in, week out with our very own John Enright right there. Don't figure yourself again, though. But also, you can find me this coming Tuesday morning with Big Ray Hernandez for
I Like It Raw,
where we talk about all things Monday Night Raw. So look out for that. Tuesday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern. Also, tomorrow, actually, John, what do we do? You should set me up for this.
Yeah, that's why you never let me set you up for this. Like, I'm going to do it, but you keep like, whatever. So, Jimmy, I don't do this because I'm not a masochist and I have a life. But on Saturday nights, AEW has the appropriately named Collision. And so then on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., you have to sift through the what?
I love that. With myself and the vet, where we sift through the AEW wreckage, not just the Collision wreckage, but I'm talking about the whole damn thing. Pay-per-views, Dynamite, Rampage, Shockwave, Collision. You know what I mean? It's the wreckage. But that's not all, because not just with the vet, we got a special guest that's coming back. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, dude. And I'm actually happy about this to announce that we'll be joined by Dr. Michael Jargo.
What?
Yeah, can you believe that shit? Can you believe that?
If I had the yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Michael Jargo will be back with us talking all things AEW tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. So, yeah, man, I'm actually quite excited for that, man, because every time you've got, the vet and Jargo on the same show, believe me, you will not be disappointed. And, yeah, a lot of people wondering, how the hell did you pull that off? I don't know, man. It just worked out. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. And I can't wait for that episode, as a matter of fact, man. So, yeah.
Look, I might tune in for that, too, just for funsies.
Absolutely. Oh, and follow me at DJ MassFX on the X. On the X, up here. You see that? At DJ MassFX. And also at the PWC Network. But please, do us a favor before we go. like and subscribe right here at Hamid Media Group's YouTube channel because we're so close to 1,000 subscribers, man. Please get us over the line. It will really help us all.
Do it.
Yeah, so do it now. And please just share it out there. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your brothers, tell your sisters, tell everybody that we're right here on Hamid Media Group. So that would be very much appreciated.
Right here.
And also at the PWC Network on YouTube, if you want to hear myself and Chris talk about all things Vinnie Mac. So which is already up there on the PWC Network on YouTube. So check that out too, man.
Click like and subscribe, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Yes. So, Jimmy, thank you for telling us where we can find you, because heaven forbid we don't, you're never on the internet. You never do anything.
Oh, no, never.
Anything.
Oh,
you never podcast at all.
I'm on the Rational Rage Network too with a few shows over there. Forgot to mention. I'm everywhere, man. Lately, I've been everywhere.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Like,
I've been everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Classic.
So, yeah. But, so ladies and gentlemen, that's where you can find Jimmy. And, of course, as he said, you can find us on the PWC. You can find us here on Hamid Media Group. You can find us on Channel Attitude. We're $5 a month. You get the best wrestling talk in all of podcasting. No matter what you say.
By the way, I forgot to say it.
I know, but that's why I'm here, because I'm a professional. Right. I'm a professional.
I never forget. It's just too much this week.
Well, look, that's you let me handle this part. I do the channel after you do that part.
I love that. I love how you did that.
And then we do this. So, but yeah, make sure you listen to it on the channel Attitudes. $5 a month gives you the best wrestling, where you can hear Ben Hameen, Stevie Richards, Vince Russo, the Vet. You can hear Jimmy. You can hear me. You can hear old shows where maybe you miss James MacGyver. You want to listen to him. Maybe you want to hear him and Joe Atherton together. You can listen to that. It's all there for you to listen on the channel Attitudes and get some really good stuff. And hey, and just for funsies, while we're on YouTube and you're liking that stuff, go to Stevie Richards' channels and like his shit, because man, he's putting out some really good stuff right now. And if you're not watching it, you need to be watching it. And he had a really good it's behind the scenes. He had a really cool one about how he's stepping away from social media. And that's a really good video. If you haven't watched it yet, go check that out. So make sure you're checking that out. His Stevie Richards channel, where he does the sit down interviews. He went hard on Hogan and HBK. It's good stuff. Stevie's is a great man. And so if he says something, it's true. So go listen. Man. Yeah, go listen. It's really good stuff. Make sure you're checking all that out and having good times. And of course, as always, you can tune in here to the Hamid Media Group on Saturdays, probably for the next few weeks at 8 a.m. for sure, to listen to the Smack Attack with Jimmy T and Johnny E. Starting next week, we're probably going to have some new nice thumbnails, yeah. So you make sure you check that out. So make sure you check that out. Maybe some AI generated things. Who knows?
It was.
Yeah. So okay. All right, Jimmy. Wait, hang on for a second. I'm gonna share with him the one you sent me that is not us at all.
Dude, this is AI. I said it to do right, but you know what? AI is getting good, man.
It's getting good, but that first one that you sent was not us at all.
Yeah, show them all of them. Even if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let me. I got it down. I didn't download I did the other one. Let me do that one. Let me see. I gotta find it. Pictures. Okay. Pictures. There it is. Hey, shush.
Speak it down, John. Quite out loud.
All right, there we go. Pictures everywhere. Let's see.
Pictures everywhere, man.
Okay. All right, let's go here. And then I've got to. Oh, why didn't I just do that? Good Lord. I realized, never mind. Percent. Share screen. I could have just done this. Okay, so this is the first one you sent me. It looks nothing like us.
Whoops.
What was that?
I know. One looks like Tangaloa.
Yeah. And I don't even, like, this looks like Trent Krim from The Independent.
That's you now, John.
Yeah.
I'm
apparently-
Tangaloa now.
You're Tagaloa, and Trent Krim from The Independent has made their way to Smack Attack. Yeah. And then, oh, wait, wrong way. That's the other thing I sent you. And then, apparently, I'm a gray bearded man in this one.
At least they got the beard and kind of the hair right.
And the bald, yeah, somewhat. And then the last one, okay, yeah. Like,
I have no idea why they do that for you, bro. I don't know, man.
I like the glasses though. Maybe I should wear glasses when I do the podcast.
I actually like that thumbnail, man.
This was my favorite of the three. Like,
yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that one too. I like them all, really. It's just
the first one is cool, but like that's not us. Like,
I know I'll try to get that differently done. You know,
it's
what I mean?
like
That one.
it looks like a mixture of Rocky, Rocky Romero and Tangaloa. Like that's what you are.
Yasuka.
Yeah, and then this one, yeah. I like this one. It's the cleanest because there's no WWE branding on it. It's
right.
I like
no,
this.
Because you tell it like I'll tell it like you know what
Yeah.
I mean. The show's about SmackDown, blah blah blah. So yeah, you got to like give it certain prompts so it knows what it's doing. Yeah,
I've been playing with it for work this week too. So yeah,
it's pretty cool, man.
I
it's
get
very
it.
Cool.
But okay, let's kick this back on. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make sure you have a good week. Make sure you tune in next week. For the next few weeks, we'll probably be starting at 8 a.m. Central Time. That's 9 a.m. on the East Coast. That's 7 a.m. on the West Coast. Make sure you tune in. You watch us. You follow us. But keep up to date with everything going on SmackDown and wrestling because Jimmy T and Johnny E are here to help you out with that. And until next time, we hope that you have a great week. Be safe. And until then, I say